two-parter. Who should be the 49ers return specialist, punt and kick, and who will be the 49ers return specialist, punt and kick? Jack, why don't you start us off this time?
Well, I think they're going to be two different guys. I think the punt returner is going to be Trent Taylor. I think he's going to end up being the punt returner. It depends on how many receivers they go with. If they go with 6, he's going to be the punt returner. And then as far as the return specialist, I'm not sure on the kickoffs. Probably one of the running backs. I know we talked about McKinnon and a couple other guys, but I think it's going to be Taylor. It's going to be returning the punts with Pettis being his backup.
Great. Yeah, it should on both. Should be 100% Pettis, honestly. Look at what he did in the Pac-12 at Washington. The dude was fantastic, broke the records there. The knock with Pettis is catching those punts. That seems to be why everyone wants to go with Trent Taylor. But I say Pettis because he should be able to catch the punt. He has all the talent in the world, and the guy is elusive, and I think he should be able to do both.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page with wanting Pettis or Trent Taylor. I think Pettis should be the punt returner, but I think they'll probably go with Taylor. And then kick return, I would go with McKinnon, but they might be too worried about injury history. And I think that might be how Richie James does get on this team, is that he's probably the only kick returner. They don't have to worry about losing McKinnon on every play if they use James there.
Okay. I'm going to answer who it should be first. From what I've seen in camp, it should be Brandon Ayuk. He should be the punt returner. He should be the kick returner. He's the most electric player on this team. And if it's not him, it should be Deebo Samuel. That's what I think. I mean, if I were a coach, I would be putting my playmakers at returner. I don't know that many examples of returners getting gruesome injuries that they wouldn't have gotten playing offensive defense. So man up. Put Brandon Ayuk back there or Deebo Samuel and get your best players the ball more often. But that's not what's going to happen. I think it's going to be Richie James Jr. I mean, he was back there today at practice. His first day out, returning punts, returning kicks. That's his role in the team. I think he's going to make the team. So I'm going to go with the vanilla answer, Richie James Jr., although he's not bad. He just looked a little overwhelmed in the Super Bowl, a little nervous.
Those bounce catches on the punts scare me every single time. Gives me Kyle Williams war flashbacks. But
he brings a little bit more big play ability than Trent Taylor, and he's more sure-handed than Dante Pettis, and I think that's why they go with him. Look, I think they're giving Dante Pettis every opportunity, but he just can't catch the ball consistently enough. If that changes, fine, but I don't think that's going to change because I don't think it's a physical issue with Dante. I think it's more of a
mental. Got it.
Because he didn't drop punts in college. All of a sudden, it's in the NFL. Look, I'd be scared catching punts too. That looks terrifying. All right.
I will say this real quick. They're not going to run too many 3 receiver sets on first down. So you could put out Brandon Ayuk to return, and then your 2 receivers are Deebo and Kendrick Bourne, which Kendrick Bourne showed he can, do that, be a solid receiver in this league, and Deebo obviously is himself. No need for much explanation. So technically, they can't afford to do that.
I mean, I compare Deebo Samuel to Percy Harvin, and Percy Harvin always returned punts and kicks, and no one was always like, "Hey, he might get hurt." No, we got to get this guy as many touches as possible. Does anyone here philosophically disagree with that? Because I think that would be an interesting discussion.
No.
Jack, I mean, you've been a coach before. Would you not put one of your best players as a returner?
No, that's definitely what you're going to do. You're going to put your best players out there. Look back when the 49ers were winning Super Bowls, in Super Bowl, 88, 89, John Taylor was the kick returner.
Exactly.
That 88 season, one of the, when they were struggling at 7-5, one of the biggest plays of the season was to turn their year around was Taylor's punt return against the Redskins on Monday Night Football. So, definitely that's the direction I would go. Not seeing them in practice, but changes my mind a little bit.
Thank you for the historical context because I was 9 months old when that play happened, and these two were not born. So thank you.